The blast that changed everything. The air was heavy. The sky was red. Smoke rose from broken buildings as fire burned everything in sight. Captain Rayan stood at the edge of the battlefield. His armor was scratched. His gun was almost empty. But his eyes, they were full of something else. He was tired of war. The ground shook beneath his boots. Another explosion. Closer this time. He moved forward, past the fallen metal towers and crushed roads. His team had been lost 2 days ago. Now he was alone behind enemy lines, the land of the Tayari. The alien race humans had been fighting for over 5 years. Rayan took cover behind a broken transport vehicle. He peeked through the smoke. Then he heard it. A scream, high-pitched. Scared, not a soldier's cry. It was a child. Rayan's eyes narrowed. He followed the sound through the rubble and fire. He passed a fallen drone, still sparking with blue alien tech. His heart pounded faster. Behind a broken wall, he saw them. An alien family. A father, a mother, and a small child, no older than 5 human years. The child was crying, holding its mother. The father had no weapon, just wide, terrified eyes. They weren't soldiers. They were civilians. Rayan raised his gun by instinct, then paused. He looked at the child. Its skin was pale blue. Its eyes glowed softly in fear. It was not holding a weapon. It was holding a toy. Rayan slowly lowered his gun. Another sound filled the air. A whistling, deep and fast. His training kicked in. Artillery incoming. He looked. Up. A missile. Fired from far away. Falling fast toward this exact spot. The alien family had no idea. They were still sitting there. Frozen. Rayan ran. He didn't think. He didn't stop. He dropped his gun, threw off his backpack. Sprinting as fast as his legs could go, the missile screamed through the sky. He leaped forward, across the rubble, across the space between them, and threw himself over the alien family. Arms wide, body tense. Then boom. The blast hit like a mountain crashing from the sky. Fire, heat, sound. Dust flew in every direction. The ground shook, buildings collapsed. A shockwave pushed metal and stone like toys. Then silence. Burnt air hung heavy. Smoke curled into the clouds. Nothing moved. Seconds passed. Then a cough. A hand moved. Rayan rolled off slowly. His armor was cracked. His back burned. But he was alive. And so was the alien family. The father held the child close. The mother cried quietly. Rayan gasped for breath. Trying to stand. The alien father looked at him, stunned. No one spoke. Rayan sat on the ground, coughing. Finally, the alien father stepped forward. He stood over Rayan, confused, but not angry. Then, in a broken, soft voice, he asked, "Why?" Rayan looked up, weak but clear. "Because you were in danger," he said, "and I could help." The father didn't answer. He looked at his family. They were alive only because of this human. He extended his hand. Rayan hesitated, then took it. The alien helped him to his feet. Suddenly, the child reached out and touched Rayan's hand, tiny fingers. Cold skin. Rayan looked down at the child. Whispered something in its language. Rayan didn't understand the words, but he understood the meaning. It was thanks. And for the first time in years. Rayan smiled, but the moment didn't last. A sharp sound echoed in the distance. Voices. Boots. Alien scouts. Coming fast. Rayan looked at the alien father. "You have to go. Hide your family." But the father shook his head. "You saved us. Now we save you." They grabbed Rayan's arms and pulled him into the shadows, behind rubble, into the ruins, down a hole, into a hidden cave. Just as the scouts arrived above, shouting orders, weapons ready. But Rayan was gone, safe. For now. In the dark cave, the alien mother wrapped Rayan's wounds with a soft cloth. The child sat near him, watching. With curious eyes, Rayan leaned back against the stone wall. He had no idea what came next. He had saved the enemy, and now they were saving him. The cave was silent. Only the slow drip of water echoed in the dark. Captain Rayan sat against the stone wall. His armor was cracked. His face was tired. One eye swollen shut. His body still burned from the blast. But he was alive. Alive, because the same alien family he saved had pulled him into their hidden shelter. Across from him, the alien father sat with narrowed eyes, staring, not angry, not scared. Just thinking. The small alien child slept beside its mother, curled up under a silver blanket. Its breathing was slow and soft. Rayan looked at them quietly. Then he noticed the father was still staring. Finally, the alien spoke. His voice was low and broken, but the words were clear. "Why did you save us?" Rayan didn't answer at first. He looked down at his burnt gloves. He thought about that moment, the scream, the incoming blast, the small blue eyes. He replied softly, "Because no one else would." The alien father tilted his head, confused. "We are your enemy," he said. "You protect your own, not us." Rayan gave a tired smile. Not all humans think like soldiers. Flashback. 10 years earlier. A small house on Earth, warm lights. A young Rayan sits at the dinner table with his little sister, laughing. Outside. Peace. No war. No noise. Then alarms. Explosions. Rayan remembers grabbing his sister's hand, running to the shelter. But the bomb hit too close. She never made it. Rayan never forgot. In the cave, Rayan's eyes filled with tears. "I lost my family," he whispered. "I was just a kid. No one saved us." The alien father stayed silent. Rayan looked at the child again. "When I saw your kid, I didn't see an enemy. I saw her." The alien's eyes softened. He stood up and walked to a corner of the cave, opened a metal box, pulled out a small packet of glowing gel. He walked back and gently placed it in Rayan's hand. "For your wounds," he said. "It helps." Rayan looked at the packet. He blinked. He had seen this before. Alien battlefield. Medkits, used only for elite Ta'ari officers. Rare, powerful. Rayan applied the gel to his burns. Within seconds, the pain faded. His breath steadied. He looked up. "Thank you." The alien father nodded once. No more words. But something had changed. Hours passed. Rayan rested. The alien mother handed him a piece of dried fruit. It tasted bitter, but he ate it anyway. Then came a sound, a sharp, clicking. Everyone froze. The father pressed a finger to his lips. Rayan gripped a metal rod. Footsteps echoed above the cave. Voices, alien scouts. The father moved to a hidden corner and watched through a small crack in the rock. "They are searching," he whispered. "If they find you, they will kill you. And maybe us too." Rayan's jaw tightened. "Then I should go, lead them away." But the father shook his head. "You saved my family. I will not let you die." He turned to his wife. "Get the escape map and the old robe." She moved quickly. She pulled out a brown cloth robe and handed it to Rayan. "Wear this," she said. "It smells like us." "It might fool the scouts." Rayan blinked. "You're risking everything." The alien father looked him in the eyes. "You risked everything first." Rayan dressed in the robe, covering his armor. He looked like a wandering Tayari farmer, not perfect, but maybe good enough. They opened a side path in the cave, narrow, dark, and deep. "This leads to the edge of the canyon," the father said. "From there, you must decide where to go." Rayan looked back at the family. "I'll come back. I won't leave you behind." The father smiled, a small, sharp expression. "You already didn't." As Rayan turned to leave, the alien child woke up. It ran forward and hugged his leg. Rayan froze. He slowly bent down and patted the child's head. "You be strong, little one," he whispered. "The war won't last forever." He walked into the tunnel. Darkness swallowed him, but in his heart, a spark of something new had begun. Not hate, not fear. Hope. Outside, the world was still burning. Rayan climbed from the canyon edge, breathing hard. He looked at the sky. Drones flew above. Humans and aliens both patrolled the land. The war was still strong, but something had changed. Rayan wasn't just a soldier anymore. He was a bridge. And now, he had a mission: to protect those who couldn't protect themselves, even if it meant becoming a target to both sides. The wind was sharp. The desert stretched for miles, filled with broken machines, dead trees, and forgotten bones of war. Captain Rayan walked alone. His boots were torn, his armor hidden under a brown alien robe. Every step hurt. But he didn't stop. He had escaped the alien scouts, but he was not safe. He was being hunted by both sides. 2 days earlier, Rayen, single quotes, S name was added to the military blacklist. Captain Rayan Elter, traitor. Assisted alien civilians. Last seen near Grid Sector 7 Delta, shoot on sight. The order echoed through human command lines. Soldiers across the front received the update. His face flashed on drones. His rank was erased. Rayan was no longer a hero, he was a ghost. Now in the wastelands he kept moving. Every hour he checked the sky. Drones flew overhead, scanning, searching. He found shelter under an old Tayari warpod, half buried in sand. Its metal was cracked open like a broken egg. Inside, he drank the last drop of water from his emergency tube. His lips were dry, his hands shaky, but in his mind, the memory of the alien family kept him going. He remembered the child's hug. The father's eyes, they had trusted him, and he would not fail them. Suddenly movement, a sound in the sand. Rayan ducked, rolling. Behind the pod's shadow, voices. 2 alien scouts walking nearby, speaking in Tayari language. One held a scanner. It beeped twice. Human heat signature detected. One said. Rayan's heart raced. He reached into his robe, pulled out a small EMP spike he had taken from the Tayari cave. He activated it. Clicked. A soft pulse. The scanner glitche. The aliens looked confused. Signal lost. Rayan held his breath. After a moment, the scouts moved on. He exhaled slowly, his hands shaking. He knew one thing now. He couldn't run forever. That night, Rayan reached the edge of an abandoned city. Half human, half alien design. From the early days of peace, before the war. Now, it was empty, dark, ghostly. But Rayan knew this place. He had trained here once. Under the ruins of a command post, he found a hidden supply box he had buried years ago. Inside, dried food. A water flask. A small comms device. He sat, ate quietly, then activated the comms.bzz.static. Then, a voice. This is Dr. Vila. Who is this? Rayan smiled faintly. Old friend. Need help. Pause. Rayan? Yes. A long silence. You know. They're hunting you, right? Both sides, Rayan said. But I'm not giving up. He explained everything. The alien family, the blast, the escape. Vila listened carefully, then said something Rayan didn't expect. There's more like them. Dozens, hiding. Families who never wanted war. Rayan sat up straight. Where? Ahead. Of your position, deep in the salt tunnels. They're starving. Scared. They think all humans kill on sight. Rayan clenched his fists. Tell them one won't. At sunrise he moved again, crossing dead roads and cracked bridges. He finally found the salt tunnels. Inside, darkness, cold air, and whispers. Eyes glowed in the shadows. Alien children. Mothers, old men. They backed away when they saw him, a human. Soldier, Rayan raised both hands. No weapons, he said. No threats. I'm here to help. One brave elder stepped forward. You are human, she said. Why would you protect us? Rayan looked around. at tired faces, small bodies, shaking hands. He spoke clearly. Because I am human. Real humans protect the weak, not hurt them. The silence lasted long. Then slowly, they stepped closer. One child offered him a water flask. Another handed him a glowing stone for warmth. Rayan sat among them, but peace never lasts long. That night, a drone found them. It hovered at the tunnel entrance. Scanned faces. Recorded Rayan's location. Rayan shot it down, but the signal was already sent. He turned to the alien families. They're coming, the elder asked. Who? Rayan answered. Everyone. Now a decision had to be made. Stay and die together? Or run again? Rayan stood tall. I'll lead them away, he said. Buy you time, the elder shook her head. No, we run together. You led us out of fear. Now we follow you through it. Rayan didn't expect that, but he nodded. Together, they prepared to move. Over 50 alien refugees. One human soldier. One goal. Survive. Night fell. But there was no sleep. The salt tunnels echoed with quiet footsteps, whispers, and fear. Captain. Rayan led the way, tired, dirty, wounded, but his voice stayed strong. Stay close. Stay quiet. And whatever happens, don't stop. Behind him walked over 50 alien refugees. Children held hands. Mothers carried the old. A few Tayari fathers walked with broken weapons, useless, but held with pride. They had one hope. A human. The same species that bombed their homes. The same uniform that chased them like animals. But this one was different. This one had shielded them with his own body. Rayan studied his wrist compass. They were close. Just 2 kilometers away stood Base Arc 17, an old human science facility. Deep in the mountains. It wasn't a military outpost. It was where scientists tested medicine, healed wounded soldiers, and stored war records. Rayan had trained there once. It was also where he had met Dr. Vila, the only person who might still help him. Once we reach the base, Rayan whispered, stay hidden in the canyon shadows. I'll go in alone. The alien elder frowned. If you're caught? Rayan looked up at the stars. Then I'll make sure they don't catch you. 20 minutes later, he reached the outer gate. It was quiet. No guards, just 2 old turrets, scanning left and right. He stepped out slowly, arms up. A red beam hit his chest. Beep. Human ID detected. Captain Rayan Elter. Status: wanted. Threat level: high. Turrets moved. Guns clicked into place. Rayan didn't flinch. Dr. Vila, he shouted. It's Rayan. If you're in there, pick up the comlink now. Silence. 10 seconds. 20. Then. The turret stopped. A voice crackled from the gate speaker. You really are insane, Rayan smiled faintly. Told you I'd come back someday. Inside the base, Dr. Vila ran down the hallway. She hadn't seen Rayan in years. Now, he stood there, bruised, burned, and covered in alien cloth. Rayan, she whispered. You look like hell. He gave a dry laugh. You should see the other guy. Then his face turned serious. I didn't come alone. Vila's smile faded. How many? 56. All civilians, refugees. Her eyes widened. You brought aliens to a human base? I brought survivors, Rayan said. And one of them, a child, is dying. Vela didn't ask more questions. She ordered the bat gates opened, the emergency medical path. The aliens came quietly, moving like shadows across the rocks. Some soldiers inside raised their weapons in panic. Vila stood in front of them. If anyone fires, you'll answer to me. They're unarmed. And one of them is just a child. The soldiers lowered their guns, slowly, confused, but silent. Rayan carried the small alien child in his arms. Its skin was pale. Its breathing was shallow. Vila rushed it to the lab. Hours passed. Rayan sat outside the med bay. Head in his hands. The elder sat beside him. You look afraid. I've seen 1,000 deaths, Rayan said. But this, I can't lose this. One, the elder nodded. This child has hope in their heart. Like you. Rayan looked at her. Do I really still have that? She smiled. You wouldn't be here if you didn't. Finally, Vila stepped out of the lab. The child will live, she said. But barely. You brought them just in time. Rayan stood up. Thank you, but her face turned dark. Rayan. Someone inside the base reported your location. High Command knows you're here. Rayan clenched his fists. Then we need to go. No, Vila said. You need to hear something first. She led Rayan to a sealed room deep underground. Inside were files, data disks, and old reports. She tapped a screen. The war didn't start because the Tayari attacked us. It started because our corporations wanted alien resources. Our first strike hit a peaceful colony. We lied to the public. Rayan froze. We started this war? Vila nodded. And anyone who tried to tell the truth disappeared. Rayan looked at the files, pictures of destroyed cities, innocent Tayari civilians, secret messages from Earth. This is why they branded me a traitor, he whispered. Because I didn't look away. He turned to Vila. Can you upload this to the main human and Tayari networks? Yes, but once I do, they'll come for me too. Rayan's voice was firm. Let them come, but send it. Everyone deserves to know. As the upload began, Rayan walked back to the refugee room. He looked at the child, now breathing calmly. He looked at the others, sleeping in quiet peace for the first time in years. Rayan stood tall. He had started this journey as a soldier, but now he was something else. A shield, a truth-bearer, a human in the deepest sense of the word. The video finished uploading. The screen blinked. Transmission sent. EarthGov, Tayari Central, and Public Grid broadcast. Captain Rayan stared at it. Dr. Vila closed her laptop slowly. Her hands were shaking. It's done, she whispered. Everyone knows now. They stood in the cold silence of the command room, deep underground. All around them, files and screens showed images of destroyed cities, cover-up reports, and secret orders from the highest human authorities. The truth was out. The war had not started because of defense. It had started for greed. Rayan walked back through the base's long corridor. His boots echoed off the steel walls. He had seen death before. He had seen lies, but this was something darker. His own people had started the war. They had attacked peaceful Tayari colonies to take rare resources, minerals, tech crystals, alien fuel, things Earth wanted, and they had blamed it all on the aliens. His chest burned with quiet rage. He passed by a window and stopped. Outside, the alien refugees were sitting under lamps. Some were eating, some playing with the human medbots. A Tayari child waved at him through the glass. He waved back, forcing a smile. But inside, his heart felt heavy. Vila caught up to him. Rayan, we need to move. Once the upload goes viral, High Command will send a strike. We don't have much time. How long? He asked. Maybe a few hours. He nodded. We'll get the families out before then. I know a transport route through the ridge. She paused, then asked, what will you do? Rayan didn't answer right away. I'm going to stop the next bomb. Vila frowned. What bomb? He looked her in the eyes. The Tayari military is about to strike Earth's western cities with a mega blast. I saw the alert on their warship interface back in the tunnels. She stared at him. But why would they attack now? Rayan said nothing. He just turned the screen toward her, showing an intercepted Tayari broadcast. It was him, shielding the alien family. But in the edited version, he wasn't protecting them. It had been twisted. He looked like he was attacking. Someone changed the footage, Vila whispered. To make you look like a killer, Rayan nodded. To make both sides angry. To keep the war going. Suddenly, Alarms rang across the BASEBOOM. Boom. The walls shook. They ran to the main monitor. Unknown ships entering airspace. Human and Tayari both. Rayan's jaw tightened. They're both coming. Not to fight each other, Vila finished the thought, but to kill us. Rayan sprinted down the hallway, past scared soldiers, past the refugee hall. He burst through the doors. You get ready to move. We're evacuating. The elder alien stepped forward. But where will we go? Rayan looked toward the mountains. There's a hidden canyon. I trained there. It has supplies, caves, and a signal scrambler. The elder nodded. Then we trust you. Again. As the refugees packed, Rayan pulled Vila aside. You need to stay here. What? No. Vila, if I don't stop the Tayari bomb, millions will die, human and alien. But someone needs to lead these families to safety. She stared at him, eyes wet. I've already lost too many people, she whispered. Don't make me lose you too. He gave her a sad smile. I'm not dying. I'm finishing what I started. He handed her a memory chip, all the proof, everything. Protect it. Then he turned and left. Rayan climbed into a scout ship from the base's old hangar. It was small, fast, unarmed, but it would get him to the warship in time. He hit the engine. The ship roared into the night sky, cutting through the clouds like a silent arrow. As he rose higher, he looked down at Earth. So much beauty, so much blood, and maybe still a chance to heal it. Inside the ship, Rayan pulled up the data Vila had stolen from the Human War Archive. One file glowed red. Project Ghost Flame, a secret program that revealed how Earth's leaders had created false attacks to trick their people into fighting. Rayan sent that file live to every public station in orbit, in Earth, and even Tayari space. This was not just a mission now. It was a warning. A voice echoed in his mind. Real humans protect the weak. He was ready to die for that. But maybe he didn't have to. As the scout ship crossed into alien space, alarms beeped. You are entering restricted territory. Turn back or be destroyed. Rayan didn't turn. He pressed the mic. My name is Captain Rayan, Elder of Earth. I carry no weapons. Only truth. No answer. Then, a reply. This is Commander Zara of the Terre Fleet. You are the human from the twisted footage. Yes, Rayan said. But the footage is a lie. I have the real one. I saved your people. I'm coming to stop a war. Another pause. Then, approach with care, Captain. Rayan's eyes narrowed. This was it. The final door. The final chance. Asterisk. The stars were silent. Captain Rayan's ship drifted through cold space. Lights dim. Systems quiet. Like a ghost entering enemy territory. But Rayan wasn't afraid. He was focused. Ahead of him floated the Tayari flagship. A massive dark structure that looked more like a floating mountain than a ship. Sharp edges, glowing blue veins. Silent power. And inside that ship, the weapon. A planet-killer. The Tayari pulse bomb, capable of wiping out an entire human city in one blast. Rayan knew the countdown had started. He had less than 2 hours to stop it. As he approached, the voice returned, calm but firm. Captain Rayan, this is Commander Zara. You are cleared to land. But if you lie, you die. Rayan pressed the mic. Understood. The docking claws grabbed his ship. The bay doors opened with a deep hiss. He stepped out slowly, hands raised. No armor, no weapon. Just a data chip hanging from his neck, waiting. For him was Commander Zara, tall, armored, and silent. Her skin shimmered dark violet, and her eyes glowed sharp blue. She studied him carefully. You are the man who protected our child. Rayan nodded once. Yes, and I'm here to protect. More. They walked together through the metal halls of the ship. Alien officers watched in silence. Some narrowed their eyes in hate. Others, in doubt. Rayan saw both. He didn't blame them. If someone had bombed Earth's cities, he'd be angry too. Finally, they reached the war room, a giant circular space with holograms, countdowns, and a massive screen showing Earth's orbit. Zara faced the room of officers. This human brings truth. Let him speak. All eyes turned to Rayen. He held up the chip. This contains the real story. Your child wasn't attacked. She was saved by me, a human soldier. He plugged in the chip. A video played. The real footage. Rayen diving over the alien family, shielding them from the blast, holding the crying child, getting pulled into the cave. Silence filled the room. No one blinked. Then, slowly, Zara stepped forward. Why would you do this? She asked. You had no reason to save us. Rayen looked around. Because war made us forget what we are. Humans, Tayari, we are not so different. We bleed, we love, we protect. He looked Zara in the eyes. And I'm here to stop more blood. Your pulse bomb is pointed at a human city. With 2 million civilians, that's not justice. That's another mistake. One Tayari officer growled. And what about our dead children? Our broken homes? Rayen's voice was calm but firm. More death won't bring them back. Zara turned to her console. The bomb countdown showed 1 hour 42 minutes and 19 seconds. I want to believe you, she said. But truth alone may not stop the war. Rayen stepped closer. Then let me show them. Who? Both sides. Humans. Tayari. All of them. 1 hour later. Rayen stood in front of a galaxy-wide broadcast. A camera floated before him. He took a deep breath and spoke. My name is Captain Rayen Elter. I was trained to kill. I was told aliens were monsters. I believed it. Until I saw a child cry, not because she was dangerous, but because she was scared. I threw away my weapon to save her, not because it was smart, but because it was right. Since then, I've seen truth buried, peace silenced, and good people hunted, just to keep a war alive that never had to start. But we don't have to stay blind. If you're watching this, know the truth. Know that I, a human soldier, stood in front of a bomb to save an alien child. And today, I stand again to stop another bomb from killing yours. The message ended. It was sent across every channel. Human, Tayari, neutral. Across planets, colonies, and orbiting stations. The truth spread like fire. People stared at their screens in silence. Some cried. Some screamed. Some finally saw the truth. Back on the flagship, alarms flared. Zara checked her console. A new transmission from EarthGov, she said. They are offering ceasefire talks. They want to meet. Rayen's heart raced. And the bomb? Zara looked at the countdown. 0 hours 4 minutes and 57 seconds. She hovered her hand over the control. The officers watched her. She didn't speak. She simply pressed cancel. The screen blinked. Launch sequence terminated. Rayen let out a slow breath. It was done. For now. Later. Zara and Rayen stood in silence, watching Earth through the ship's window. You bought us time, she said. But peace is a long road. Rayen nodded. Then I'll walk it, as long as it takes. Zara extended her hand, not a weapon, a gesture of trust. Rayen took it, for the first time. Not as a soldier, but as a bridge. The skies over Earth were quiet. No missiles, no bombs. Only a stillness. As if the planet itself was holding its breath. From orbit, Captain Rayen stood inside the Tayari flagship, staring down at his home world. Behind him, Commander Zara moved. Silently. You stopped a war, Captain. Rayen shook his head. No, I only paused it. Across Earth, something strange was happening. In cities, humans stood in front of giant screens replaying Rayen's message. Some cursed his name, called him a traitor. Others stood in silence. A few clapped. And far away, on a farm in northern Canada, a little boy turned to his father and asked, Dad, are all aliens bad? The father looked at the screen, then down at his son. No, not all. Across Tayari worlds, things shifted too. A young alien girl rewatched the footage of Rayan shielding the child. She whispered, "He's one of them. But he's not like them." On a warship, a Terrari general punched the wall in anger. Lies, all lies. But his soldiers looked away, their eyes unsure. The seeds of doubt had been planted. But peace is not a plant that grows overnight. Rayan stood in the flagship council room. Surrounded by holograms of leaders, both human and Tayari, the air was heavy with tension. General Kale of EarthGov leaned forward. "You expect us to trust them after everything they've done?" Zara snapped back. "Your people fired thee. First shot, we buried our dead too." Rayan raised his hand. "No one wins this way." The room fell silent. War is a cycle. We shoot, they shoot, civilians die. We cry for revenge. Then it starts again. Rayan walked toward the center of the room. "I have an idea." Everyone leaned in. "There's a small planet, unclaimed, neutral ground, no weapons, no soldiers." He pointed at a star map. "We send humans, you send Tayari, not leaders, not generals. Just people," Zara asked. "And what would they do there?" Rayan smiled. "Live, side by side, grow food, build homes, learn from each other. No politics, just survival, together." EarthGov's general scoffed. "And if one side cheats?" Rayan turned slowly. "Then the world watches and knows who really wants peace." A week later, the plan was approved. Some leaders were forced out. Others resigned. But the people, those who had suffered the most, chose to hope. Rayan was granted the right to lead the mission, but he was given a choice: stay and lead the refugee colony, or return home to Earth to clear his name and face trial. Vila spoke to him on a secure channel. "They want to blame you, but I've got proof to fight it." Rayan didn't answer right away. He looked out the window, toward the stars. "I didn't come this far to argue. I came to build something better." Vela nodded, eyes filled with pride and sadness. "Then I'll see you someday. When all this is over." 2 months later, on the planet Niraya 4, a new sun rose. It lit up a fresh land, green trees, blue rivers, quiet hills untouched by war. And on that land stood shelters. Simple homes, built with both human metal and Tayari stone. Alien children played with human children. Their laughter echoed through the fields. Fathers tilled the land. Mothers taught languages to each other. And at the center of it all was Rayan. His hands were rough from work. His uniform long gone. He wore simple clothes now. A farmer, a builder, but people still called him captain. Not out of rank, not out of respect. One day, the young alien child he had saved ran up to him. The child, now healthier, stronger, handed him a small plant in a pot. Rayan raised an eyebrow. "What's this?" The child smiled. "A memory tree. We planted where something good begins." Rayan knelt, digging a small hole in the soft soil. They planted it together. The tree was small, barely a branch, but it stood. And as the wind moved through its leaves, Rayan whispered to himself, "Let this be the last first shot." Epilogue back. On Earth, people still debated him. Some said he was a traitor, others called him a savior, but no one forgot his name. And every child, human or Tayari, who grew up on Niraya 4, learned the same story. Once there was a man who stood between a bomb and a child. He was not perfect, but in a world full of soldiers, he chose to be human.